her little attitude that she had with it, I was like, this is kind of hot. Am I lesbian?
Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Mutable Immutables. I'm Maxie,
I'm Carolyn.
and this is the show where we quibble queerly.
Yeah, and exchange pleasantries. Yep.
Yeah. I do have something to say really quick before we get in.
Okay.
Don't even have to ask for it for me to get it. Your dad dropped stacks on this, and don't forget it. I'm obsessed with that. I have listened to it at least like 4 times a day, every day, all week.
Uh, Glass on the blunt ain't sorry it's
It's so
Fenty.
good. It's
Oh
so
my
good. I
God, my
don't know
life.
why it's so good.
I know. I don't like the rest of that song, but her verse is so good to me.
I mean, the
Um,
rest of the song is all right, but like, I mean, it's like Nicki Minaj with Monster. It's like that may be officially Kanye's song,
Literally.
but it's it was Nicki the whole time.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah. So she is apparently gonna drop Sweet and Sour, the full
Lemon
version.
is
So, yeah.
nice.
Hell yeah.
That'll be cool. So what are we doing
All
today?
right. Okay, we have to get into it because we're trying to keep it quick so we don't become a drag race review podcast. But so between UK versus the World and season 14, we have 34 looks total to go through. So we are just going to
Oi.
do what'd you say?
I just said oi because it's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
looks.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do a quick toot or boot. A toot is good, a boot is bad. All right. So we've got UK versus the World Ball Challenge. So let's start with Monique Hart. Kitty girl look. What do you think?
I think it's a toot in concept. You know what though? I can't give it a boot. I'm gonna say that's a toot.
Me too. Okay, next. Butch Queen.
Toot. I fucking loved this look. It was, oh my god.
This was my favorite of the night. I
It looks
loved
so
this
good.
look so much. I loved it. I loved everything about it. This is
Oh
my
my god, the
favorite.
hair
Two.
alone. Love that.
Incredible. Oh god, I loved it. What was the third category? I don't even remember.
I think it was like something RuPaul would wear.
All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. What do you think?
I think it was all right. I think, and they kind of talked about this in the episode. I think that she had a clearer idea in her head than what came out with it because on the runway, I can't remember if it was Michelle or Rue, but they were like, we can see, and Monique was like, we can all see. So like she knew.
Oh,
It was close, but overall, I'm gonna give it a 2. She
yeah.
looks good.
I'm gonna boot it. I don't like. I don't like it. I don't know. Boot. I guess like RuPaul would wear it, and like definitely the wig too. But I just it's too green.
I feel that too. Yeah, the green.
All right. So Mohart overall toot, correct?
Overall 2. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Blue hydrangea. Kitty girl purple realness. What do you think?
It's costumey. It's not a bad
Oh my
look,
god.
but
I loved it. I thought it was. I can see it being costumey, but I also think it's like kind of fashion.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a boot just because there's a lot going on.
Okay. I give it a toot. Next, Butch Queen, strong man. Look.
Super toot. I loved that.
Loved it. It was so funny and cartoonish.
And the concept behind it too, because it is a little older timey, because
Yeah.
she's got the mustache and she's got the like old fashioned barbell, and then
Yes.
I love
The slicked
the
back hair.
mermaid illusion skirt and the little the way the waist is cinched with the little flare out, the peplum tie. It just looks it's very
Yeah,
well done.
definitely. So I too. The only thing is, I'm not. I love pattern mixing. You know this about me.
Hmm.
I don't know about these particular patterns together, like the stripes with the like animal print, but whatever. Doesn't matter. It's good. Two.
I'll tell you though, with black and white, you have a lot more room to wiggle in terms of pattern
Yeah,
mixing. So I think it was
that's
a
true.
good decision.
All right. Next one. Asymmetrical. RuPaul realness.
Boot. I just didn't like the like outer drapey fabric with the with the bodysuit. I just wasn't crazy.
I cannot believe this. Toot the house down boots. I loved it. I gasped when she came out on the runway. I think it's so pretty and fun. I don't think RuPaul would wear it.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. It speaks to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad look. I'm just personally not crazy about it.
If I could change one thing, I would take the feather out of the hair. So you boot blue, I toot blue.
I guess it was boot overall, wasn't it? I do like blue, but yeah.
You booted everyone.
No. I tooted the black and white.
I loved her. Okay, well, moving on. Bag of chips. Kitty girl runway. It was apparently some reference to a British thing that we don't get. Striped pink cat. What do you think?
It was giving me Cat, and Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I
Oh my God.
not into it.
I toot. I love it.
Yeah, boot from me.
All right, that's fine. Butch Queen. No, I don't. Well, it had a concept, but like no, boot.
I'm gonna say boot too.
Okay. Maybe if she had like some kind of hair that wasn't just like flat or like something like, I don't know, something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's a boot.
Yeah. So next one.
Boot, boot.
Do we even
I
have to
can't.
say it? Yeah, I
Nope.
boot it.
Sorry, I love her personality, but this was not it.
Yeah, I like Baga, and I feel so sorry that people are being trolls on the internet. I don't know if you saw that. She had to like make her Twitter account private, so obviously don't endorse that. I don't love her look. Obviously, I don't think it's like not like the worst thing in the world, but for like a design, like do it yourself, you know.
I guess this is a good time just to do the what's now, I guess, the regular disclaimer that we are not authorities on this. This is the equivalent of us taking a shit in a pot. We're just fucking around. Don't take it seriously.
What happened to football?
That's tomorrow.
Exactly. All right, bag of chips. Overall, boot.
Boot, yeah.
But I do like her cat look.
I don't.
Okay. Jimbo Slice, Kitty Girl, Tiger. What do you think?
I love Chester the Cheetah. That's a toot.
Okay, a toot. Yes. Me too. I wish the cape was like orange all the way, or like yellow, or lined with something other than black. But whatever.
Didn't she also do 6 titties for this?
Yes, which was Did they
Love
even
that.
say anything about it? That was like one of the first things. Like I
think they did.
thought they were gonna
I think
say
they
about
did.
it. Okay, yeah, it was really funny.
Remember.
Butch Queen motorcycle.
Super toot. Love that. Love the hair.
Same.
And the handlebars on the tits.
Yeah, so hot. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
RuPaul, Golden Glam.
Also a toot.
Sames.
I was really into that.
Yeah, what can you even say?
She
Flawless.
did really well this challenge.
I know.
Yeah. Which is good because the ball challenge is the one that she went home on Canada season 1.
I know. She was
So I was happy for her.
Yeah, she was so not appreciated in her season. So Jimbo overall toot, correct?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
We have to talk about Jujubee.
God.
Kitty Girl, but not at all. Look, number 1.
I'm gonna tell you the only thing I appreciate about this look is that you could see her pussy, but everything else.
That was so funny. No, that was the third one, wasn't it?
No, I don't think. I think it was this one.
Oh,
I don't remember.
well, okay,
Regardless, yeah. I mean, the
Like-
hair's cute. It just wasn't the challenge.
No, like the outfit is cute. Those shoes, I live, but like Kitty Girl, how? She could have just done some cat ears, you know.
And like, girl, this is your 4th time doing this.
I mean, like, obviously I can see why she wouldn't like just ball out and like buy a bunch of super nice drag, but like, oh my god, girl. Next, Butch Queen leather blazer dress.
I'll tell you what, I don't hate the look. I could get more into it if it was like an executive realness challenge and if she had like a cool purse to go with it, like a clutch.
Mm-hmm.
But for Butch Queen, I don't know, maybe change the heel to like a combat boot or something.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't know.
Like not a bad look,
and,
it's just not the challenge.
and I wish the hair wasn't purple. I don't even know whether to toot it or boot it because like I like the look, but it just like didn't fit the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
RuPaul look.
I really wanted to toot, but something about the fabric, just the way that it hangs is not. It's not very flattering.
Yeah. I think I toot it. I don't know.
I love Juju. I'm gonna have to go boot across the board. This
Okay,
is
yeah.
your fourth time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, no, the last one, it's like a light toot. I like it. It's cute. But, yeah, no, boot. Cheryl Hole, Kitty Girl, Aristocats.
Um, I don't hate it. It was giving me the infamous Hello Kitty ball a little bit
Uh,
because of the
Season
colors.
7.
Season
Yeah,
7, yeah.
yeah,
When we lost our dear Katya.
yeah.
But no, I think I'll toot it.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. I thought it was cute. Butch Queen, uh,
Definitely
what do you
toot.
even call that? Motorcycle, Guy Fieri, flame
No,
suit.
you call it Tina Burner.
Oh my god. I toot it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's fabulous.
Same. RuPaul short orange dress with cheetah
All
print
right.
sash.
I have something to say about this.
Please
I
say it.
used to work at a Rue 21.
Oh god.
I used to work at a Rue 21 and we didn't even sell things that were this ugly. It's
Like,
just not.
I
Ugh.
wish the whole thing was the cheetah fabric,
Yeah.
right? That could be cute.
Like,
But like,
either one of them on their
what?
own she could have taken and made cute, but both of them together.
I just don't even.
I'm also not an orange person.
I know. I don't even know where she was going with this. I don't
I
get
don't
it.
either.
So
Whatever.
yeah, I overall toot because 2 out of 3.
Yeah, same.
I also love Cheryl Hole. Apparently, people find her annoying and found her annoying on her season. I think she's so funny. I love
I
her.
think she's
I
fun.
support her. I'm Team Cheryl.
Yeah, same. Well, I mean, I was Team Cheryl.
Right. Ugh,
Spoilers.
rip.
Yeah.
All right. Janie Jacquet, cat Egyptian look.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
I don't know. It could have been cool. I
Yeah.
wasn't crazy about it. The garment looks nice.
Yeah. I like it. I wish I wish the torso thing was shorter, or like the bra part was lower down or something.
Yeah,
I
the
think I
the
toot
bra
it.
is a little high, but oh yeah, overall I want to toot it except for the makeup. But then it's not like part of the challenge. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I toot.
I'm going to give it a boot.
That's fair. Next one, Butch Queen in prison realness. J Jack.
I loved the toot, especially because of the way that she sold it.
Yes.
Like on the runway, that her little attitude that she had with it. I was like, this is kind of hot. Am I lesbian?
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was good. Fully in character.
Yeah.
I toot. Do you?
Yeah, I toot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. RuPaul jumpsuit with purple cape.
I could see Rue wearing this, but it does feel a little simple.
I want to like it so bad.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I have to boot.
I think if there was just a belt, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe a necklace,
Or like
maybe both.
maybe the purple fabric was a different kind of fabric. I don't know.
Yeah, I really, really want to toot it, but I think I'll boot it.
Yeah, boot. Yeah. I don't like or dislike any of them particularly that much. So like I don't even know what to say overall for Janie Jacquet. Like
Yeah.
But I like her. She's cool. I haven't watched her season still.
Yeah, same.
All right. Moving on. Pangina heels. Honestly, I gotta say it. Nothing but respect for my winner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's my winner
She's very strong. Yeah.
for this challenge and the whole thing.
She's doing great.
Cat. What do you even call this?
I don't know.
Real cat realness.
It's like a nude cat, like one of
Like
those
Sphinx
hairless
cat?
cats.
Yeah, Sphinx cat.
Yeah, which like, okay, I'm gonna be real. I don't enjoy looking at the garment. However, because of the construction of it and the concept of it, it's very, very strong. And
Yeah.
stylistically, like the shape of it too, like where she cut it at the waist and then it, flares out with
Yeah.
that beautiful, the skirt at the bottom.
Yes.
I am gonna toot it. I personally don't enjoy looking at it, but I'm gonna give it a
I
toot.
know, right? It's like a little disturbing, but it's like so well done and beautiful and looks so good. And yeah, that fabric is amazing. But Queen, like hunting Queen Elizabeth. what do you even say to that? I mean,
I love the avenue that she took to get there. She was like,
I
rich
know.
people hunt queens like Queen Elizabeth. I'm gonna put them together. I wanted to like it. I think the concept is really funny. But the look overall, I think it's really ugly, and I don't
Oh
like
my
it.
God.
I don't like what's on her
No, it's
head.
like,
I don't like the vest.
no, no, it's
I don't like it.
camp. Oh my
No.
God, no. I think it's so funny. I think it's so perfect. I no.
There's no shape. There's no shape.
Yeah, that's the point. She's hunting.
I don't
Uh,
know. I
I
can't
thought
get
it was
into it.
so good, and she sold it on the runway, and that's what matters.
Boot.
Um, I will say, not crazy about the RuPaul look. But
I'm also not crazy about the RuPaul look. I like her makeup, and I like the this purpley material situation happening. I don't know if the construction of it was fantastic, and then also the legging, like where it. I don't know. Yeah,
you
I
know
don't
what it
know.
reminds me of is like middle school dances, like when we were in middle school, and this will
Yep.
actually lead into our next topic,
Mhm.
but like those kind of dresses specifically are so
Mhm.
like,
I
ugh,
do remember that they were
yeah.
everywhere.
Hmm.
I am gonna boot that one, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, same. But overall, too, because I'm obsessed with her, I love her. Um, who was your winner?
Of the challenge,
Challenge, yeah, sorry.
personally, I think Monique. No, Jimbo.
I know I could go back and forth with Jimbo, like, but I don't know. I love Pandora's outlook,
Pandora.
so it's between Pandora, Jesus Christ,
Is Pandora Box here?
Pangina. Cut that shit out.
I won't.
Embarrassing. Pangina heals my queen. Her and Jimbo Slice. I don't know.
Cool.
Who do you think deserved to go home?
Oh, honestly, I don't want to see Juju go home, but I think she had the weakest looks overall.
Exactly. It's like they have to keep her in because she's like a fan favorite, obviously. But like, if we didn't know these queens and we were just looking at these looks, it would be like, what on earth is she doing? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right. We gotta move on. All right, so season
Yep.
14, episode 6. Angira Paris Van Michaels, fan construction look.
Might I say it was fantastic. It was so good.
Fantastic.
It was so
It was
good.
so good. It was so beautiful.
Like, God,
Like,
how does she see that and be like, this is what I'm gonna do with it? And then have
I
the fucking
know.
nerve to make it look so goddamn good.
Yeah, like the
God.
like almost like bolero top. Um, I don't know if I agree with like the bustier part. That's a little weird, but like whatever, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Two.
definitely too.
All right. Lady Camden, pink and blue cotton candy fairy realness. What do you think?
Definitely toot. I think the mixture of materials that she had on the bodice was really well executed. And in the pit stop, they said they didn't like the wings. I kind of liked the wings, and with the
I
halo, like it was
loved.
like overall, it's great. It's like a trans Victoria's Secret situation.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, no, loved it. I maybe would have taken the halo off, but it's amazing. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely toot there.
Yeah, same. Okay, Diabetes, hot pink and bright yellow, crazy eye sock puppet.
So this episode, I didn't want to like this, especially because she basically told Willow like I'm doing a doll thing and you're not allowed to, which
That
it's
was
like, girl,
so
this is Drag
funny.
Race. Like just both do a doll and see who does better. But
I know, right?
she did have a nice concept, and I do think she had a good execution, and the construction of the outfit was very well done. I am gonna
Yeah.
toot it.
Oh, same. Yeah, no, I thought it was so cute and cool, and she did her little pigtails again.
Hmm.
And I love sock puppets are always hilarious to me. So I enjoy that aspect.
It was cute, yeah.
So too, yeah. But yeah, no, that confrontation scene was so uncomfortable. Okay, Willow Pill, nightmare in a child's room.
Obviously loved the sleeves
Yes.
and the little bow at her neck. I know that she was kind of constrained to keep the rest of it simple,
Yeah.
but I didn't like the dress itself. It did seem a little bit messy at the seams and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I mean, her concept was strong enough and her execution was strong enough to be safe, and I think I'd agree with that. It's not a bottom look for sure, but
Yeah.
it's not a top look.
I'll say it's like my least favorite look of hers, maybe. Actually, I
I
don't
think I
really
agree.
like her promo look, but I don't know. Not her best work, but I still live. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really creative idea and like well constructed. So whatever. Toot.
I think I'll toot it. Yeah.
Georges, blue and yellow cookie cutter thing.
You know, I am gonna toot it. That might be
Oh,
controversial,
same.
but
Oh no,
like
same.
I think it, yes, it's a piece of fabric with some cookie cutters, but the asymmetry of it is great. The shape of it is great. It looks fantastic on her body, and I think the way that she placed the cookie cutters and then also
Mm-hmm.
using them as like little bangles,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was well done. Was it a winning
Me
look for
too.
me? No, but it was cute.
Yeah. It's so good for her. Yeah, like it so works for her and she motherfucking sold it. And like I love her walk.
Honestly, I wanted to see her lip sync in this, but
Yeah, I know that's what RuPaul said. She was like, "Don't even say that." I like it. I just like did it deserve to win over Camden? I don't know, but like
no.
definitely toot. I like it. I know it's controversial, but I agree with you on pretty much everything. All right, who is next?
Bosco.
You're a hometown hero, Bosco.
Yes, my hometown girl Bosco
Yeah,
giving me everything that I didn't know that I needed. I
exactly.
hate blue and orange together
Mm-hmm.
almost all the time.
Yeah,
However,
so
I
good.
loved that. I'll say the thing that I don't like about this mostly is the belt in the middle.
Yeah,
I don't know the
I was trying to figure out.
I don't maybe it's a texture thing. It looks
Yeah,
weird. Everything up is
I
fantastic.
was trying to figure out if it was like the pants or the corset. Yeah, no, I like it overall. I think I agree with that. The belt is maybe a little weird. Also, like
And you know, we've talked about the Bosco brows too and how iconic they are, but I think her makeup just looks so good with this
yeah,
look. I don't know,
she's so
like I said, I hate blue and orange together, but the colors worked really well in this whole
yeah,
look. It was very cohesive.
yeah. No, I loved it.
Definitely too.
Definitely same. Um, Carrie Colby, blue. What do you
Mm,
call this?
a mess.
Same.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna boot it. Her neck up looks fantastic, of course, because
Exactly.
it always
As
does.
always. Well, except for the Mickey Mouse ear incident, but
Okay, yeah, except for last week. But overall, I don't know. Although, you know what they did say, I think it was in Pit Stop, you know, she's
mhm.
not a seamstress, and so if you end up safe
Yeah.
in a sewing challenge when you're not a seamstress, then you've done your job. And, you know, I'll agree with that, but definitely a boot for
Here's
me.
the thing. Do you remember how good Ben de la Creme's hot glued dress was?
I don't. It's been so long. You mean like season 6?
Season 6. Sorry. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It's been so long since I've seen season 6. Yeah.
You need to go back and watch it because it was like, sorry, that changed my standard for hot glued dresses forever. It was so good.
Well,
Um,
Dayla's a wizard. Like,
oh yeah. No, it was magical.
yeah.
I have the same problem with Cheryl's third look. I just don't know what she was going for, like look wise.
Yeah.
So boot.
Yeah, boot.
Jasmine.
Definitely boot.
Yep.
I think her face looks gorgeous. I think everything else should not be there. Not because I want to see her naked, but because it's just not
No.
good to look at.
I think she should have taken off the hat and the big earrings and the belt strings and like just had the like pink dress and like maybe open the like neckline a little because that's weird. And don't wear bright yellow shoes. I so, I know like she needs to change everything about it.
I think she should have done what Georges did and just. I mean, I get that they were pressed for time, but like I would have
Yeah,
just tried to find something else. I think this was they
yeah,
lost the plot. Definitely boot.
yeah. Undeniably won the lip sync, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Although we have to quickly.
Yeah, Deja.
Boot. I don't know why the judges gagged over this so much.
Same.
I like the colors, but I hate everything else.
Neck up, gorgeous. Insanely beautiful.
Except for the headpiece and the earrings. I wasn't
No,
a fan.
I even like that part. It's fine to me. I don't even, like I think it's pretty.
Really? Oh,
There's this dress and for her having the reputation as being like a good seamstress, yeah, I didn't love it.
did not live. That's a boot.
All right, and last but not least, Madison Morphosis.
Madison Morphosis. I mean, we know it's a boot.
I mean, yes, it's obviously a boot. I honestly think if she didn't have the blow up doll, I felt like she just like narrowed in on that and was like, I want to use that. But like, it didn't do her any favors. I don't know why she used it.
It didn't do her any favors with this, but I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been Carson that said it. Like, she the garment kind of started to come into existence before she had a plan for it, and
Yeah.
so then she just kind of went with it. I think if she had built a concept around that blow up doll, to like tell this story. I think maybe
Yeah.
she could have handled it in a different direction, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I wanted to, but I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely deserved to go home for me. I think Lady Camden deserved to win.
Hmm. I would say either Lady Camden or Bosco for the win, but
Sure. All right, moving on.
moving on. Although, really quick, did you see Priyanka's Justice for Lemon dress?
No.
She was at a show or something that she was doing, and she had this yellow dress and like
Oh,
part of the like fabric on it. It said Justice for Lemon.
she was at Roscoe's.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it?
okay, yeah.
Was it Roscoe's? Nice.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. Yeah, but I did see screenshots. I have seen that. It was
It's
funny.
cute.
I
Yeah.
thought it was like a banner or a sign or something.
Are you old? Do you feel old?
No,
You don't feel old.
no. Because I felt like I was middle-aged forever.
I I don't know. I think like I definitely always felt young until like a certain point. I think it was maybe like halfway through college. I just like kind of suddenly turned into an old man, which is troubling now because I'm a gay in my 20s and I'm trying to be in bed by like 9:30 every night, including weekend. Well, maybe like 10:30 on
Oh,
weekends, but it's like
mm,
I can't go out and be partying. Like even if there wasn't a pandemic happening, I just don't have
yeah.
the energy.
No, you know this about me. I go to bed very early. Like I do not like to stay up late except for special occasions.
Hmm.
But I've always been like that. That's part of my personality. It doesn't mean I'm old or young. I feel like a young person because like so much happens when you're like 30 and 40, like and 50.
Hmm.
Like there's so much more to do.
I'll tell you though, these fucking little Gen Z kids aren't helping me feel young.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a natural part of like aging and getting older, but like, I don't. There are jokes out there on the internet that I don't understand and words that I don't know, and like that has never happened to me before because I was an
Yeah.
internet generation kid. I grew
Yeah.
up like knowing like basically everything. I was on Tumblr during the golden
Um
years of like
yes.
2012 to
Yep.
2014 or whatever. So
Yep.
like I knew what was
Yep.
going on. But
Exactly.
now I'm fucking old and like old to the point of it being like cringy. Like if I'm trying to talk to a Gen Z kid, I'm like I like Olivia Rodrigo. You know what I mean?
No, once I have been on the internet for a very long time. I've been very online for a very long time. When I started like seeing memes and didn't understand like the source of them, like I didn't understand where they came from. That's when I was like, I'm no longer hip. But
Do you ever use
doesn't
What's Your
matter.
Meme?
Oh, is that the one?
Or What Do You Meme? No, that's a game. What's Your Meme? Or
You're
no,
thinking
it's Know Your Meme. That's what it is.
that's what it is. Yes, that's the you look up a meme and they tell you where it
Have you ever
originated.
had to use that unironically?
Yeah.
I I've had to use it more than I would like to.
Oh, same.
So it was an abrupt transition. In case you're lost, we're now talking about the weird spot that we find ourselves in, being part of a very specific micro generation
Yeah.
that has started being called the Zillennials.
Yeah.
So we were born at the tail end of the millennial generation and at the beginning of the Gen Z generation. In fact, at any time I try to look it up and figure out like obviously it's arbitrary, it doesn't matter, but anytime I try to look up like when did the millennial generation end and when did the
Yep.
Gen Z generation start, sometimes they say 95 and I was born in 97, but sometimes they say 95, sometimes they say 93, sometimes
Yeah.
they say 99, sometimes they say like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, and it also doesn't really bother me
Yeah.
because we do kind of have like a community. I'm thinking specifically of the Born Zillennial Facebook group,
Yeah.
but like we have our own kind of culture.
So I have thoughts about why that is, and I think it's because we started like learning about technology when it was very analog,
Hmm.
and we grew up as technology did. So like, okay, when did you get your first? When no, when was the first time you saw an iPhone in person? Do you remember?
The first time I saw an iPhone in person, I think I saw a couple of the second gen iPhones, or no, the third gen iPhones,
Yeah.
the 3GS. Um, but then I remember it really exploded when the fours came out
Yeah.
because that is when Apple's exclusivity contract with AT&T ended,
Yeah.
and so then Verizon and Sprint and T-Mobile and all them were able to get their hands on iPhones, and then they were fucking
Exactly.
everywhere.
Yeah. And so yes, that was my first iPhone, as it was for many, was
Hmm.
iPhone 4. The first time I saw an iPhone, I was in 7th grade on the school bus. And I thought, I was like, we're in the future now.
Probably the same for me.
Yeah.
Although I had the first gen iPod Touch when I was
Yeah, I never had that.
in 7th grade, and I was always really techie, so I was like keeping up with Apple, and I was like, counting, not counting down, but I was like looking forward to when I would able to like one day be able to get an iPhone. But like I remember I jailbroke my iPod before. That was cool. I was like 12 years old, and everyone was like, because I had put a wallpaper on there, because you remember in the old days you couldn't do a wallpaper. It was just a black screen behind all your apps and stuff.
I don't remember because I never had one.
Okay, well, that's how it was before. I think it actually, when the iPhone 4s came out, that's when you were able to do wallpapers and stuff. But yeah, I did that, and I used to pretend it was an iPhone because I like wanted to be cool, and I was poor.
Nobody knew the difference. I do remember jailbreaking iPods and iPhones and whatever, or phones, whatever.
What was your first phone?
What was my first phone?
Hmm.
A Nokia block.
Oh, damn.
I don't know like what it was. I went to like a summer camp in the 4th grade. And oh, this is old. So they were like, you either need to have a calling card or you need to have a cell phone with minutes.
Wow. Minutes, you remember that?
Oh yeah, we had minutes.
When you had to like pay to talk to people or pay to text them?
Yeah,
I
like
used to, so I didn't have Verizon until a couple years ago, but when I was in school, all of my friends had Verizon, and they would only get like free texts and calls with each other, which generally wasn't a problem because most people in the area had Verizon. But I had US Cellular, I think. And so I had this one friend who was like, I love you, but do not text me because you will run up my minutes and I can't deal with that. We were in like 6th grade or something.
yeah. No, I do remember being told not to text because like they didn't have a texting plan and it was going to cost them money to receive a text.
Do you ever have a prepaid phone, like a track phone?
No.
That was my first one. For 6th grade, I had this little, it was literally probably about the size of like one of the older iPod Nanos. Um, no camera, no full keyboard, just the, 1 through 9, whatever. The screen was literally the size of a quarter, and it was a prepaid phone, so every text message cost me, I think, like 50 cents or something like that.
Mhm.
It was a mess.
So you know what I think about a lot is that camera phones
Yes.
are such a specific time when we had cell phones, but some of them didn't have, like, most of them didn't have cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Then camera phones were like a special thing before, like, it didn't used to be the norm to just have a camera with your cell phone. Like, that was a thing.
Well, do you remember in like middle school, like you'd be getting ready for school or whatever, or even if you were going on like vacation with your family, you would have to get your phone, you'd have to get your iPod, you'd have to get your camera, and
Yeah.
you'd get your wallet or whatever. And now it's literally like all in one.
I used to bring my digital camera to school.
So it's actually kind of interesting because there are waves of cell phone, because
Yeah.
first it was, the big block phones, right?
Yep.
And then we get into the flip phone territory, which was like
Yep.
the first big wave of phone, because I mean that was so dramatic.
Yeah.
The clat, love that.
Yeah. And I feel like most flip phones were also like camera phones, so goes with that.
Yeah, and around the same time that flip phones started to really take off and get big, then that's when the camera phones started to hit the scene. And there were like a lot of different, like, cell phones today look pretty homogenous,
Yeah.
like regardless of whether it's like an iPhone or a Pixel or a Galaxy or whatever. They still look pretty much the same.
Yep.
But back then, shit was wild and different. Like you'd have your, first of all, there's the Razor. There was you'd have your just regular run of the mill flip phone. One I remember specifically was the jukebox. That
No,
weird little,
it was just called a juke.
oh, just a
But yeah,
juke.
no,
Yeah.
they could flip any way you want. You could open the keyboard any way. You could slide the keyboard aside. You could slide it up to
Hmm.
reveal
Well, no, that was
yeah.
another wave too.
No, that's what I'm talking
So
about.
there was the flip phones, and then camera phones kind of started in there, but then texting phones, because that's when texting started to get really big too, was like the mid 2000s.
Oh my god.
So they started making
Yeah, they didn't
like
use
the Envies. You remember?
Why did I forget that they only used to have numbers on them and you had to
Hmm.
click A multiple or like click multiple times to get a
Or the
letter.
T9. Yeah.
Yeah. Wild. Oh
But
my
then
god.
I
Okay.
remember I wanted an Envy so bad. Do you remember those? The Envies, they were
I
like
might if I looked up a picture. I feel like a
they
friend
were
of
like a
mine
little
had one.
rectangle, but then they would open and have the keyboard.
Maybe I had one.
Yeah, I never got one of those because my carrier didn't offer it, but I got one that like slid up and had a little keyboard on it. And I got
Yeah.
so fucking good at texting, like with
Yeah.
100% accuracy and my eyes closed, I could probably do I don't know, 40 or 50 words per minute, something like that. Like I was
No,
good.
yeah. I actually kind of miss texting like that. That was kind of fun. I can't
Hmm.
believe I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a whole separate thing when they started having actual QWERTY keyboards.
Which was game changing
Game
and I think
changing.
helped lead to the next wave, which was the smartphone, which took
Yeah.
a little bit to grow into because BlackBerry had kind of already started with that, but then Apple did this the
Yeah.
iPhone
BlackBerry was all the rage at one point.
and there were a couple different like my first smartphone was it was like just a little rectangle with a screen that was like this big and it was barely a smartphone. Like there were some growing pains,
Yeah.
but now we're starting to go full circle with like the flipping smartphones,
Oh my
which
god.
I'm kind of into. I think it's cool.
Yeah, same, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. I'm not techie like that, but
Oh, I've always been into it.
yeah.
So phones aside, what about like I don't know, what are some of your favorite memories? I know this is like a dark time, but like I don't know, late elementary school, middle school, early high school, like when
Oh, yeah.
technology was in that pubescent kind of period before it got to what it is now. Like I don't know, like what stands out to you about that?
Listen, I got cyberbullied multiple times.
Really?
Back when, yes, I can remember like middle school was a traumatizing experience for me. I just like was weird and it's fine and like smart and like unrelatable.
Were you an honors
Like I
kid?
just what?
Were you an honors kid?
Uh, Max, you have no idea. Like until I hit a certain point, until I was probably like a freshman in high school, I was like, yes, like maybe not top of my class, but top five. Like I was very, very
Oh
smart.
wow.
Um, that is directly as a result of good parenting. I swear to God. Um,
Mm.
but then, yeah, at some point, the depression it just stopped
Oh
for me.
yeah.
Um, but
That's the honors
yeah,
kid
no.
burnout syndrome.
So when, okay, here's a question. When did you get on Facebook?
Um, I actually I started a fake Facebook
Oh
in
my
when I
God.
was in sixth grade, so I was like 11 years old, I think, and I started a fake
Yeah.
one because I had told my parents that I wanted to actually like do one. Or to make one, but they didn't want me to because
Mhm.
they didn't fully understand it at the time, and obviously they didn't want their kid to get like taken advantage of on the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
So I started a fake one, and then I think I started my real one, which I still have today, probably in like seventh or eighth grade or something like that.
Okay.
My fake one though, his name was Robert Smith.
Stop. not,
The
not
profile
Bob.
picture was a jack o' lantern for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my God. Um, yeah, so I first had Facebook, I guess, I think maybe somewhere after the sixth grade because I went to church camp and
Ooh.
my mom was like, let me get a Facebook so I could keep in touch with friends. Um, I first remember hearing about Facebook in the fifth grade. So kind of saw it all the way up. But yeah, no, that used to be a hunting ground and people just like literally said whatever they wanted to.
It also used to be really different from what it is today. Like, do you ever play Farmville?
No.
You never
But
did
I do
Farmville.
remember when people played Farmville.
Yeah, Facebook used to be a place where you could like actually go and like play game. It was kind of like I almost want to say
Quizzes
it was
and
kind of like
yeah.
Twitter or like I don't know. It was honestly old Facebook was kind of it.
Yeah, because that was like the only at that point, Twitter was like only for following celebrities.
Hmm.
MySpace was kind of on its way out. Like, what else was there? Like, Instagram wasn't a thing. We'll talk about that later.
Did you
But
ever have a MySpace?
no,
Neither did I.
I think I think I was a little. I think I'm maybe in the age range who could have, but no.
I think that's probably the true cutoff of millennial versus Gen Z. Did you have a MySpace or did you have a Facebook first?
Right. Did you? Oh, I'll tell. Actually, I had. There's some alternatives. So do you remember you might a website called Stardoll?
No.
Okay. So what it was originally for was like celebrity dress up game, whatever. But you could also have a profile. And so I swear to God, that's where I saw my first memes,
Oh,
is that
really?
you would look at people's profile thing and they would have like all these like um the lowest apples fall from the tree, so if you want to get a good girl, climb all the way up. Like
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Um but like literally like original memes. like
Do you remember like
um
the Rage Stash like stick figure memes or whatever?
I was there for the beginning of that too. It was, oh
Did you have
God, this is,
iFunny on your
no,
first
I did not.
iPhone? Did you have iFunny? Okay, I did.
No, I
Because
did
that
not.
used to be, because that was like, that was the meme place, I think. That was like the main spot you'd go to for all your memes and
No,
shit
no, no,
before
no,
like
no, no,
Twitter and
no, no,
Tumblr.
no. I was already, no, no, no. I got my first iPhone when I was in the 10th grade. I was already in deep on Twitter and Tumblr. I remember when you could text from your non-internet phone, you could text your tweets to Twitter. It was like 24242.
Well, then maybe I was, maybe, okay, I do remember that. I do remember being able to text your like tweets and Facebook posts and stuff
Yep.
like that. Um, Maybe iFunny was a little bit earlier then, because I definitely was on Tumblr freshman year of high school, and that's when I started to get really into like internet meme culture and stuff. But like, I think in middle school it was iFunny.
I think a lot of my issues stem from the fact that I was on Tumblr in middle school.
Woof.
I don't even know what to say to that. I have been on Tumblr for a
That's
very
a whole other episode, honestly, is talking about Tumblr in the
oh
golden
God.
years. Because now it's
I
garbage.
honestly don't want to talk about it. And it's like,
Really?
what can you say that hasn't been said? Like we all know it is, but I don't.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. When I was a freshman in high school, I still hadn't like. I think I had just started to come to terms with the fact that I was gay and I was like cool with it, and so I'd started telling like a couple friends. But on Tumblr is where I really kind of like channeled that and like found a community there,
Yeah.
specifically in the One Direction fandom.
Oh God, we haven't even talked about One Direction. We can't get into this. Has to be a different episode.
We can't out ourselves yet.
No, because One Direction Twitter is something near and dear to my heart, and we got to talk about it at a different time.
Is it still hopping? One Direction Twitter?
I don't know. I'm not. I deleted my account long ago, but
Oh,
I was there for the very beginning of it when you didn't like this. No, we can't talk about it, Max. It's gonna
the
be too
video
long-winded.
diaries.
This was an entire phase of my life. Like it is a very specific
Yep.
2012 One Direction Twitter. Like if you know, you know. But like this was the beginning of like so much humor that people. Yeah, no.
I miss it though. Well, okay, I don't know if I miss it, but because like I was dealing with a lot of my own issues and stuff at that point. But like, I'd have a shitty day at school or whatever, and then I'd come home and I would just like get on Tumblr and
Yeah,
look at pictures of One Direction and read fan fictions about One Direction and
yeah.
or Harry Potter. But a lot of times in that specific era, it was One Direction. Ugh.
I so I didn't. So I had my regular Tumblr and I eventually started a One Direction Tumblr, but I kind of abandoned that at some point and like quit at some point. I don't know. So I was seeing like One Direction stuff, but I was also seeing like really like harmful things. Like there's so much I learned on Tumblr that I should not have
Mm.
known anything about.
Well, I mean, you grew up in Charlotte, right? So it wasn't as like small town as where I grew up, but like for me that was my connection.
I grew up in a suburb, but like so not as big as Charlotte, but yeah.
Still probably more urban because for me that was my connection to like the rest of the world because like
Yeah.
TikTok wasn't a thing and I think Vine had just started but it hadn't hit where it needed
What
to
had just
be
started?
because I think it would Vine
Oh,
like our early years in high school, I think it had just gotten started, but I don't think it took off until our later years in high school.
I was gonna. Yeah, exactly. Um, let's talk about Instagram. I remember when I thought Instagram was just a photo editing app. So like I would just use it to edit the photos and then post it on my feed, but like it wasn't a social media
Yeah.
when I first got it, which was probably also in the 8th grade.
So my first smartphone actually, which I think I got when I was a freshman in high school, um, it couldn't even download Instagram. because it was so like small and shitty. So I wasn't really able to do it until I got my Galaxy, which was like my first real smartphone. And then like this was the time before videos on Instagram. Like fuck Reels or whatever. This was before actual videos.
Oh yeah, no, you could only post a square photo. You
Yeah,
couldn't
like you couldn't
even.
change the size or
Yeah,
layout. This was even before people started to do the like white borders around their pictures too.
I
Like
was
literally you would just
into
take a
that for
picture
a
of some
minute.
grapes or some Skittles and you'd put like Valencia on it or whatever and you'd call it a day. You might not even put a caption or whatever. That's just what it was. And
Yeah,
now it's like it's crazy what it is now.
yeah,
You can shop, you can watch basically TikToks, you can like
yeah.
it's insane what it's become.
It's just like every social media used to be very different for very different purposes,
Mhm.
and now every social media is the same, but it still has
The lines
like
are
you can
really
do the same
blurred.
things, but there's like still that kind of underlying like Instagram is for photos, Twitter is for like
Mhm.
celebrities, Facebook is for family, but like now they
Well,
all do the same
I
thing.
think the vibe that exists for me in terms of the big three, which I think are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah,
For me, Facebook is like I don't really use Facebook. I don't like post on it too much, but like
yeah,
sometimes I'll get
same.
on there for like the groups and stuff.
Yeah,
But most of the time, it's really just to like keep up with people from the before times and family members and see what they're up to. And
yeah.
then Twitter is like Twitter's more like the shit posting and like free form thought area.
I know you just did not refer to Twitter as freeform thought. Jesus, Max, I've seen your tweets.
And then Instagram, I think that's probably like the main one that people do now as a like it used to be Facebook, but now I think Instagram is the main one because that's like
Yeah.
that lets you control your public image and like your aesthetic and you get to like you have your highlight reels up at the top and you can have
Mm.
I think people have kind of started to drift towards that as their main
Oh yeah,
which
no.
when Instagram first started doing stories I wasn't crazy about it because I was using Snapchat at the time and Snapchat did stories first, so I was like I'm not going to check Instagram, I'm just going to check Snapchat. But then I started to only check the Instagram stories for whatever reason. Now I don't really fuck with Snapchat. And then, do you remember Fleets? Oh my God, this was recent. This isn't a Gen Z or millennial or
Yes.
zillennial or whatever. Fleets from like last year.
Do they still exist? You can't still do
I
them, can
want to
you?
know why they named it that, which is the name of an enema brand.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Why would you call it that?
I did
Half the people on Twitter are gay. You can't just call it a fleet. And now they've got Twitter Blue or whatever.
Anyway, Snapchat. Let's talk about Snapchat. I gotta be honest. I hate to be this person, but I was also on Snapchat before everybody else.
Yeah, same.
Before there were stories, there were not stories on Snapchat yet.
Hmm.
That was a thing that happened when we were in high school.
I remember when stories came out.
Yep, same. I don't use Snapchat anymore, but whatever.
Although I do think it's interesting. I think I was talking to my boyfriend about this the other night, but like the way that communication technology has evolved. Like obviously, a long time ago it used to be like letters, then it would be like telegrams, then it would be like the landline phone calls, and now, you know. But
Okay.
I think with no, I'm going somewhere. I
Yeah.
think with Snapchat specifically, they open the door to turn it into something different. So now text messages involve like a more visual aspect because apparently a lot of Gen Z kids like still use Snapchat pretty regularly to talk to people.
Do they?
And then with FaceTime and stuff, just your regular like basic phone calls are like, face to face FaceTime
Yeah.
situations. Like I remember when Skyping someone was like an event, you know, but now
Yeah.
it's like you can just
Skype.
cold
Oh
call
my
someone
god.
on FaceTime and it's like, so it's weird like
Yeah.
the basic methods of communication are like I don't know. I think it's neat to watch like the direction that the world is going in technology and stuff, but I mean, I'm a nerd, so.
I find it concerning, and once again, we have opposite opinions. But I'm not anti-technology. I just don't keep up. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
boomer.
care.
Tell me some of your favorite cartoons or TV shows from like the Zillennial era.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, from my childhood,
Yeah.
here's a deep cut. PB&J Otter. Anything?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is.
It was about 3 otters named like peanut butter and jelly. I don't remember anything about it. Apparently, it was just very wholesome. Um, I will say I was not allowed to watch Cartoon Network as a child, so
Mm.
I there's a lot that I haven't seen. I was allowed to watch like the Powerpuff Girls, probably. That's about it.
I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of Cartoon Network, like more as a younger kid. Once I got to about 10 or 11, like my parents didn't care as much, and I would watch like Adventure Time and like Johnny Test or whatever.
Yeah, I never
But
got into those.
for me, it was more, I was mostly a Nickelodeon and a Disney kid. Although I didn't get the Disney Channel until I was like probably 7 or 8. So like my
Really?
foundations was, I was like a Nick kid. Like I grew up with Blue's Clues and, oh God, what up? Blue's Clues was the main one, I think. I used to go ham on some Blue's Clues.
Okay, well you're talking about like very different ages, I think, because like Blue's Clues is like way young.
Well, did you do PBS Kids?
I don't remember what was on. Well, I watched like Arthur, and like
Yes.
Dragon
Arthur, Cyber
Tales.
Chase, Dragon
I didn't watch
Tales.
Dragon.
Yes, I loved. Did you watch Maya and Miguel? That one was fun.
That sounds familiar, but I don't think so. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
kind of thinking of what's popping in my head. I don't know. Like there was good TV. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana. That's so
Yeah. Oh my
Raven.
God. Hannah Montana changed the world. Lord Jesus.
Zoe 101, the drama.
Oh my God. Drama ended in drama.
I obviously don't watch, whatever shows that like Nickelodeon and Disney whatever are doing now because like I just don't care to. But
Hmm.
I feel like I don't know. Like I got into some of the like '90s and early 2000s, like well mostly '90s um, Disney shows, but I really feel like the Zillennial era of kids television I think was great because like Sweet Life of Zack and
Yeah.
Cody I loved. Hannah Montana was fantastic, even though which I didn't realize this until probably 10 years after I watched it. Hannah Montana is like low key about Dolly Parton. I would even say high key because Dolly
I
Parton's
mean,
her
she's in it.
godmother, and
Yeah. And she's in it.
that's Dolly Parton's life. She takes the wig off and she has a normal life,
Oh, yeah. That's true.
right?
That's a good point. You could have passed by Dolly Parton, but nobody knows what her real hair color looks like. Nobody sees her without makeup.
Exactly.
With the
Yeah,
judge.
and doesn't she do like an extra push up for the boobs when she's
I
in
have
her
no
like
idea.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Okay. Well,
Probably.
you're
I
a
mean,
country queen, Carolyn.
yeah, I don't act like it. I just, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Dolly is kind of like in a league of her own.
That's true.
She's
Do you know I
different than
just
everyone.
saw that Dollywood is like Dolly Parton and Dollywood, they're going to be the tuition
Paying
thing or whatever.
tuition.
They're going to
Yep.
basically give all their employees who need it essentially a full ride
Yeah.
to whatever school or whatever. Like I think she's doing the
Yeah.
Lord's fucking work. I love her.
Do you remember when in Sevier County had, I don't know if it was like flooding or like
Oh, like a
snowstorm, there was some
tornado.
tornado, something like that. There was some kind of crisis in Sevier County, and she like literally like wrote a check to every family.
She's just, and she donated like $1 million, I think, to Pfizer or Moderna, one of them, to help expedite the
Pfizer, I
COVID
think.
vaccine research.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got on the topic of Dolly Parton, but
Hannah Montana.
yeah.
Do you have any last favorite Gen Z or not Gen Z, Gen Zillennial, I guess, takes?
I don't know. Nothing like profound comes to mind other than what I've already said with us like growing up with like analog technology. Um, I will say because my mom referenced this recently, she like laments when we moved to Charlotte because like I used to watch like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh, I love Clifford.
And then we moved to Charlotte, and my neighbors, who were like, one was 2 years older than me, one was 1 year older than me, introduced me to Britney Spears.
Oh, and then it was over.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my
Yeah, I
thoughts.
think it is super cool because I mean, obviously, technology at the point we're at now, it progresses pretty much exponentially. So I'd say like a lot of generations get to watch technology change and evolve as they grow up. But having the switch, like while you're in puberty, having
Oh my God, yeah.
technology and the internet and social media also be in puberty was kind of like a super unique experience that I think is really cool. Like I remember we had those big box computers and TVs and stuff
Hmm.
like that when I like started school, and then when I ended school, like
Yeah.
so many things were touch screen and like voice commands and all that. It's
Yeah.
like it changed so much so fast. It's just
Yeah, no, like laptops. Well, I guess maybe laptops existed, but like flat screen TVs.
mm-hmm.
Like I remember when that was like a fairly new thing.
Yeah.
I think they were probably a thing before I was born, but like they
Not the
weren't
way
like
they are
in every
now.
household. You know, like every
Have you
household.
seen recently? Now there's like, first of all, TVs are getting like they're like the size of walls now. Like they are fucking
Yeah,
enormous. But have you seen the ones that are like the OLED or whatever, and like 8K, and it's like I
I
don't
don't know
know,
what that means.
150 inches or something like that, and it like curves a little bit. You can't see what I'm doing, but
Oh,
it's like a.
yeah.
It's weird. It's
I know
weird.
those are
Like
weird. Like a movie theater screen,
I
kind of,
guess
right? Don't they do that
no, they don't
sometimes?
curve.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think they curve. I think they curve.
So, Carolyn, what are you into? Do you have anything that you're into this
Oh
week?
God. Um, I'm into my hometown local cheese shop that I visited.
Okay, what's that? Shout that out.
It's called The Loyalist, but I just found out that we met the so okay, my mom likes to go there. And so we were talking to the owner, and apparently he like pays his staff very well and like make sure they take appropriate breaks and blah blah blah. And it's also they just have really delicious food, so that's what I'm into.
It's called The Loyalist.
Yeah,
Is that in Charlotte or is that in Nashville?
it's in the suburb I grew up in.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone in the Charlotte Mecklenburg area, go check out
Exactly.
The Loyalist.
Go check out The Loyalist.
I'm into a couple things. So first, the first book that I read this year, it wasn't an intentional resolution of mine to read more this year, but I've been doing it and it's fantastic.
Nice.
Is the book called Atlas 6, and I'm unprepared. I didn't look up the author. I'm going to look that up real quick. But basically, if you've read or watched the show The Magicians, it's kind of a similar concept to that, where it's
Never
like
heard of either of
these
these.
young adults who are like post grad, and then they like start doing magic. Well, they went to college for magic basically, but it's like it's done
Fun.
in a way that's not like it is for adults, like the way that it's written and some of the subject matter and stuff, not like in a sex way, but like in just like heaviness of subject matter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very, very well done. The author, Olivia Blake is her name. She was, I think, mostly just a fan fiction writer, and then she wrote this one and posted it, I think, on Archive of Our Own, or maybe it was it probably wasn't Wattpad, but like she just kind of posted it, and then it went viral, and it got her a publishing
Ooh.
deal, and so now she's working on some others, which I think is super cool.
Okay, you're gonna have to send me the name of that because I am obsessed with fan fiction that became books. That is hilarious to me.
Well, this one was not a fan fiction that became a book. She just
Oh,
also
she was
wrote
just a fan
fan
fiction
fictions. This
writer.
is an original work, yeah. But there's supposed to be another book that's coming out, I think maybe late this year, which I'm very excited for because I like this book is so good. Video game Spiritfarer. I don't for anyone who's like a Switch gamer or anything like that. Although I think it's on a bunch of consoles too. But Spiritfarer is this really beautiful and cute little game where you take over the job of Charon the ferryman, guiding like lost spirits to the underworld or whatever. And so you like help them find peace and stuff like that. It's
Interesting.
very, very sweet. I highly recommend that one. And then most recently, Why Did You Kill Me? The special on Netflix where this girl was murdered by a gang, I think. And then the girl's family got on MySpace and basically catfished gang members. And then the girl's mom literally invited them to a party
Uh huh.
that was just like this dusty plot of
Set up.
land where there was no one. And she was planning on just like shooting them. She ended up not going through with it, but like crazy stuff, crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh, I might have to watch that.
I think you'd get into it.
I'm like cautious of how much true crime I consume lately because I used to be very, very, very into it, like 24/7.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I can't. That's not good for me. But it does sound interesting.
I did too. I think our paths intersected when we were on our true crime kicks, but I
Yeah.
think also moving to a bigger city like kind of changed that for me too, but like
I know, right?
my anxiety got really high. I got jumped like kind
Jesus
of
Christ.
shortly-ish after I moved here, and so then I was like I'm going to take a break from the true crime.
Right. Yeah.
But
Oh
so now I'll
God.
do it like I'll watch a couple specials like maybe once a month, and then that's usually it for me.
Yeah.
Carolyn, have we quibbled queerly?
Uh, yes, we have.
Awesome.
Any further thoughts?
Um No. I'm sorry we didn't talk about our topic more because we just kept talking about Drag Race the whole time. We got to work on it.
It was kind of half and half. It wasn't bad.
All right. Well, as always, we thank you so much for listening. Those of you that have, if you'd like to connect with us and see what we are up to, you can follow us on Instagram at Mutable Immutables. You can follow us on Twitter at ImmutableSpod. And you can check us out on YouTube at just Mutable Immutables. And we are finally now on Google Podcasts
Google,
as
yes.
well. So we are Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and allegedly the what is it, the podcast index or something like that is supposed to be like making sure that we're on other platforms or something. I don't know. We're still new, but if all the other podcatchers or whatever fail, we are on YouTube as well.
Podcatchers.
So
That was funny.
I think that's what they're called.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Bye.